Oh, we are live. Hello.
Hooray!
Okay, so we are apparently live. I'm not sure why, but like I'm not hearing back from people. So, and there's no one in the chat. So, if you show up and you see that we're talking, you should let us know we're not dead because I'm still not convinced.
Yeah. And if this is the afterlife, I'd like a refund.
Yeah, this is like super lame. I don't like it.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Anyway, so we are going to do a little bit of writing sprints this evening, and maybe, I don't know, something else. We'll see. But sorry we are late. We were kind of waiting to see if people were going to show up. And it's like nobody's even seen the messages I've sent them with the links. Okay, so Michael Edward McPhee is here. We exist.
Hooray!
So
we are
thank
live.
you. Oh, see, and Stephen Wayland, I don't know how to say your last name. I'm sorry. Hello. I'm so glad we're not dead. That's very exciting. Oh, okay. I was only like 4% worried, but there was that 4% in there.
Yeah, and
that was
like 4% seems more than 4%.
Yeah, when it's am I dead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, we may or may not have additional guests joining us. Maybe Carrow, Amber, and maybe Alina. So if and when they show up, we will say hello to them as well. But as of right now, it is just me and CJ. So I'm going to have CJ introduce herself real quick, and then we'll get to writing stuff.
Hooray! I am CJ Boyer, and I am currently, tonight I'm going to be working on edits for the South Deer Island Chronicles, my serial over on Tumblr currently. So that's what I'm going to be working on tonight.
Oh, okay. And I am Sarah Scheinweber, and this is my channel, so you probably already know me. But I am working on Hell's Bend tonight because, in theory, I should finish that this month. I am now on page 37 of 307. So I'm real close.
Progress!
Yeah. I was on 27 yesterday, though, so I mean.
Yeah, that's 10 pages. That's a big deal.
Better than nothing. But what's everybody in the comments working on tonight? Are we writing, editing? You don't have to, like, disclose all of your secrets.
Although if you would like to, we're not going to object.
Right? Whatevs. Ow, this hurts so bad, and I bit it right when we started. I have a spot on the inside of my mouth that I bit yesterday, and I just caught it with my tooth when we first opened, so my eyes might start watering.
Everything is horrible.
Uh-huh. And it's like that where like your eyes feel like they're gonna start watering.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not like a pain response even. It's just like this automatic physical.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like that's just how it works.
Yep.
I don't know why you're getting on my lap, cat.
We're
do you want to say hi?
Catty around here. Meow.
Hi.
Tag along.
It's not what she wanted.
I know.
Aww.
She wants that.
I know, but she can't have that.
Fairy Fantasy Book 1. Past the midpoint. That's awesome, Stephen. That's great.
Oh, that's excellent.
Woohoo. That is fun stuff. So yeah, I guess right at 10 after, you want to go ahead and start one?
Yeah, I think that's good.
And Michael is working on a fantasy YA romance, maybe romance, with elves, ogres, magic, maybe dragons, which may or may not end up being love interest. That sounds like a lot of fun. There's a lot going on there. That's a lot to play with.
I like lots of maybes when I start my story.
Yeah.
Like, because you feel like there's all this potential of it could be amazing. And like when you get to like, what is it, the 35,000 mark, that potential sometimes feels like it gets lost a little bit because it's not as mysterious anymore.
Yeah.
So.
There's a cat fight going on. I'm sorry.
I can hear it.
Dreamer's real mouthy. And Zug cannot leave her alone. And she's not even touching her.
Well, no.
Dreamer, like, Zug reaches up at her, and Dreamer just starts going, dramatic asshole. So, yeah. We are going to start in about a minute, as long as nobody shows up and needs to introduce themselves right before that. But I see no indication that that's in the future. Hooray! Not really hooray. I mean, I'm indifferent. If people can't make it, they can't make it. But I just went in to check Facebook again real quick to make sure Alina hadn't messaged me like, you know, please wait before you go online. I will be there.
Right.
Yeah, 18,000 is oh, Carrow's coming. She said she's having tech issues.
Oh.
Yeah, 18,000 is still a lot. That's still a lot of words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it can feel like that range, 18 to 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that can feel like I've gotten really far, but oh dear God, I can't see the end yet.
Right. Yeah, I've got Hell's Bend is at 62,000. So so yeah, that's a whole thing. But do you want to wait, or do you want to go ahead and start? We can wait another till 15, and if
let's
Carol's
wait until
not here by
15
then-
and see if her
Oh, she's here!
there she is.
Hooray! Hello!
I had tech issues.
That happens.
It happens, yeah. We understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to sub in for this morning, so I was like, it was a good karma's coming my way, and then all afternoon, like my tech wasn't working. I was like,
Oh boy. I'm gonna eat a taco salad in a little bit here, right on the stream, because I have no shame. Turn right into a mukbang.
I think that's fine.
My desk is a hot mess right now too. It should be.
Mine too. Cassie used my desk yesterday to work at. And so it has a little bit of hard stuff, and I didn't clean it yesterday like I was intending to. And so.
my desk is still feeling the effects from my video this morning because I will write papers everywhere, and then they'll just get everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it just us today?
I believe so. I did not hear from Alina, so I bet she just didn't wake up. Amber had a migraine, so she wasn't sure if she was going to make it or not. And nobody else messaged me or commented. So
The super geek night then. You can do all the jokes.
Right? Yeah. Oh, I am sleepy, and
Did you take a nap today?
I did. I took a long nap, and that didn't work.
That's because you're a Snorlax.
It's because I am a Snorlax. It's a valid point. That's the most recognizable character in all of Pokemon for me is the Snorlax. There we go. Sorry, muted my phone. Otherwise, someone will call me. Some scammer.
Oh, I love that. I've had 3 calls today, and they were all from scams.
Yep.
It even says on my phone spam. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
Makes you feel loved.
gosh,
No.
at least somebody wants my money, right?
Right?
Yeah.
My favorite is that, like, mine doesn't show up as spam, but because I have an area code that is not in the place where I live, like my area code is from Rockford because I just, yeah. So I can always tell when it's like a spam because the only person, there are like 3 people maybe in the entire world who would call me from an 815 number. And I have all their phone numbers. So
Right. Hello, how are you today? From over at Butterflies from Bees, who I see on Monday mornings. If you guys are up on Monday mornings, she does live stream. I believe it's 8 a.m. my time. It might be 9 a.m. my time on Monday mornings. So it's like I get up and write and start your week out. So that's a really good place to go if you guys are looking. And if you want to find her channel, you just have to click on those little buttons, the little 3 dots next to her post there, and go subscribe to her channel. So there you go. So we're going to start a sprint at 15. Is that cool with you, Carol?
It's 15 now.
It is 15 right now.
It was 14 when I started saying that.
I'm ready to start now. I have
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Bless you.
Bless you, Travis.
All right, that's time. How did you do?
I finished my dinner. I edited 2.5 pages. And I laughed at James Randi being silly. So there we go.
Nice.
I am a fan of James Randi. Carrow, you're muted. Carrow's a mime.
I got to page 40 of my edits.
Awesome.
And I was with dogs deciding to bark and wrestle, and then my computer's over here going out. And
I am now on page 40 of my edit, so yeah. I'm pretty proud of myself.
That's
I should have had the other light on, huh? I'm kind of blue.
A little bit.
I just know it's getting dark now, so
Yeah.
like, do people want to see me? I don't know.
Hey, Travis.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
You be my stage hand.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
Have your own stage hand.
Yep. He's better at lighting than I am anyway, but I mean, he's not. We're not like trying to light a film, but he can do that, so.
Right. More experience.
Plotting is a lot of work. That's why I never do it.
Really is.
I do none of it.
Sarah's in rebellion.
I am. I'm a rebellious
No plotting
ass.
for her.
Do what
I
makes-
started. I'm sorry. What was that?
So do what makes you happy.
Oh yeah, I second that.
Yeah, no shit.
I started editing what I thought was episode 24, and then turned out to be episode 25, and I don't know what happened to episode 24, so I had to go back to my original document and find it.
Oh.
That's not good.
Too bad it wasn't just misnumbered.
Right? Well, that's
I mean,
what I
that would
thought
be a pain in
initially.
the ass, but
Yeah, that's what I thought initially, and so I was like clicking through all of my episodes that are now in separate documents,
that's what
trying
I
to
should do. Sorry.
figure out if it was in there. It was not.
I should work on your thing next sprint.
What else?
I'm gonna kick you in the teeth.
Not from there, you're not.
You'll
Your
be
legs aren't
here
that
in
long.
1 week.
I will. It's very exciting.
It's gonna be so stupid.
We're gonna have a good time. Birthday weekend. Not really. It's a
It's
late
late,
birthday weekend. But it's for my birthday, which is what's important.
right.
Oh, look, it's another thing on Instagram asking if I want to have 1,000 new follower organic growth. How about block and spam?
Right.
Oh, that's so obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not growing at like an exponential rate, but I'm growing enough. I'm
Right.
okay.
Yeah, that's sometimes you're comfortable with what you're doing. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I like to have engagement with people I follow and who follow me. And so, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I always feel like simultaneously bad for the people and overwhelmingly scared of like what could happen when I see like influencers and stuff talking about like, well, I had 370,000 responses, and it's like,
Wow.
what do you do at all?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Because I know some people, like, when they message me, they just give me an emoji, and I'm like, I can't, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with an emoji? You gave me a smiley face or the poop icon. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Is that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like when you're, when you have, like, if you have a YouTube video up and there's 40,000 comments on that YouTube video, you're never going to make everybody happy.
No.
No,
And you're
and
never going to be able to respond to them all.
Right.
I think some of those discussions aren't really for the creator to respond to as well. So like, let's take T-Spill, for example. T-Spill comes out and they find, information about some kind of drama.
Right.
And they present the information and then they ask the viewer to have a thought. And then the people who are having the engagement are actually the viewers themselves. And
yeah, no, in those channels, it's a lot of that. But like on say like James Charles's video where the issue that T-Spill is covering happened,
Mm-hmm.
that comment section will be full of people trying to get James Charles to respond to what he has done. But like, he's not going to sit in the comments and respond to every individual comment. Even if he's going to respond, that's not going to be how.
I think he probably has somebody who helps him with that.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm not saying James Charles has somebody, doing it all for him because he is really engaged with his sisterhood. So
yeah, but he does have people who work on stuff because he was posting content that was not Coachella while he was at Coachella. So
yeah,
obviously there's some people.
I know he like did a tour of his house and he was like, and this is where my assistant works. And I was like, just one assistant? James, come on.
I love him, and I know that he's very scandalous every once in a while, but I love him. I think he's wonderful.
He came up in my feed because obviously when my writing wife wanted to do like that makeup video, I didn't do jack shit, right? I was just like, this is a powder, right? Do I just smear it on? Like, what am I supposed to do? And so I was just watching makeup tutorials, and of course, like all the really good ones were obviously people like James Charles, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Why is James so amazing at this?
Yes.
And then once you start,
he's like a magician.
Well, have you seen him when he does actual art? Like he has like some serious artistic talent. Like he just did. Like he's like, hey, look, I drew this drawing. It's like this fantastic, almost realistic picture, and I'm like,
oh wow.
I haven't seen those. No, I haven't seen those. But I could believe it. Like given the amount of
we've got some
art,
eyes on his arm. Like, and he not only did he do eyes on his arm, but he did that upside down because it had to rotate.
Right. So it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a conversation going on about characters doing what they want to do.
Oh, maybe I should pull the comments up. I usually have them on this screen, but of course, like both my monitor, the thing back here fell down. That's why you saw me doing this, and I was like, I'm just done.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired today. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it was that midday wine drinking. It wasn't my fault. It was a party. I kept pushing it. You sure you don't want any wine?
Did you have a good time?
It was all right. I mean, it was an office party, so
it wasn't like a barn burner,
right? Although I get the impression that there is a Halloween party I'm going to be invited to that is going to be that thing. So we'll see.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
But there's people there.
That would be less fun.
Yeah.
I always feel weird when I go to like my husband's parties because my husband's a very proper looking individual. He's very like, right? And so of course, like I'm covered in tattoos and piercings and stuff like that. And I'm kind of like, just show up with him. I'm like, hi, I'm the wife. How's it going? No, I don't have a motorcycle. If I could, I would.
Oh, that'd be fun. Oh. All right. So my phone has been yelling at us for like 3 minutes. Do you want to do another strip?
Another strip?
Another strip. That combined stream and I don't know what the other word was.
I was about to say, like, I'm not stripping on this channel, right? Like nobody warns me.
That's not acceptable.
Right. That's some like private Patreon shit right there.
That's a thought channel.
Right.
All right. So shall we go?
Whenever you're ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
CJ, how much longer do we have?
9 minutes.
Okay, there you go, Tamara. I don't keep track, so I can't.
Sorry,
It's all good.
I wasn't paying attention to the comments. My bad. All right, that's time.
I'm almost done with your 21st episode.
Huzzah!
Oh. How'd everybody else do?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually working, like this section I'm editing, I'm kind of happy about because the previous editor I had absolutely hated the male love interest. Like she just hated him because he acted like a Marine. And so I'm kind of putting that back in. So it makes me very happy.
All right, Tamara got a paragraph, but she came in late, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
and also some paragraphs are 5,000 words, so what the hell do I know? And then Natasha got 223 words. That's awesome. Anybody else got any numbers for us or rough explanations of what you've done? Because obviously numbers don't always work.
I'm on page 44 now.
Awesome.
Yay.
I switched over to working on CJ stuff, so.
So I'm on episode 24, and this is one of the, like this week is just absolutely crazy for me. So I have not had time to like do any work. And so I have to keep going back to the last episode that I worked on and like, what was this? Oh, okay. And then I can go and fix that. Okay, make sure that that's okay. So it's taking longer. I have 2 paragraphs somewhat edited.
Awesome. That's awesome, Michael. Great.
Excellent.
Oh, Michael's new for me. Hello, Michael. Nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, he was here like at the very, very beginning too. But then there was a lot of talking. I think I got lost in the middle of it, I think. So, all right, and then 350. I'm glad. That's awesome.
Oh, that fan's too much.
How long do we have left of our 5-minute interlude here?
2.5
and
minutes.
50. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she.
Two something.
2 something. It all depends.
No
on
problem.
you
Have a good night.
button.
It was good to see
Bye.
you.
Bye,
Good
butterfly.
night.
Love your name. Love butterflies.
Yeah, she has a Monday morning stream that she does where she does writing.
Yeah, it's too early for me. If it's the time you told me, I'm still asleep. So
Yeah, it's like, is it 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. for you?
it would probably be 6 a.m. for me because it's already 6 right now where I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah. So okay.
Like I struggled to get up for Alina's thing at 7, but of course, like I was up until like 1 because that's what you do on Friday.
Right.
Right, and that's the problem I always have is like it's Friday night, so I don't want to go to bed. I want to stay up and play video games. So I have a hard time getting to Alina's stream. So.
Average has been making me have mandatory fun because he says I work too much. I don't know what he's talking about. I only work 18 hours a day. That's not too much, okay?
Oh.
I play Sims 4. We play Raft, CJ and I do over on Twitch. I do play Sims 4 on Twitch sometimes. I play Friday the 13th, I play a little bit. Dead by Daylight, I play a little bit. I'm not good at either of them. And when you're relying on other people and you're the not good one, it's real hard. So.
We need a new MMO to come out because, like, I know it's bad when I'm, like, sitting here looking at WoW and being like, that's the only thing I can think of right now.
See, and that's the thing is, like, I was playing DDO for a long time, and then they got bought out by another company, and their prices went up, and all of their stuff got weird, and I'm like, no, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, I was paying $10 a month, and then that goes up to $15 a month, and yeah, $15 isn't that much money, but when you factor in that there were 2 of us playing it,
Yeah.
and, like, so, like, now we went from $20 a month to $30 a month, and we're not playing that much because the way they changed stuff, like with the company that ran them, got different and weird. Like instead of when you wanted to buy stuff from the store with like money, you used to be able to just bring it up in the game, and now it would like minimize the game and bring you to a website. Like, why would you reverse that?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, because when I was playing BDO, yeah, it would always be like, okay, if you need this thing, you have to go to the website. And I'm like, well, why? Like sometimes I want to go back to Guild Wars 2 because I liked Guild Wars 2, but I like the community is bizarre there right now. Like,
I don't think I know that one.
Guild Wars 2, it's not too bad. It's got like a really fluid engine. One of my big problems I had with it is it doesn't follow the traditional trinity. You know, the healer, the tank, and the DPS. They're kind of like, okay, just do whatever you want, and maybe you'll make it work. And pretty much every class has the ability to kind of be any of those things, but they're not a dedicated one of those things. And it's really annoying. Like I was a necro, and at one point I was a necro tank, and I didn't even do it on purpose. It just happened.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Like if I'm going to be a tank, I want to know I'm going to be a tank. I don't want to be like, surprise, I now have all the mobs on me. I didn't know this was happening. Watch me cut around the room now.
Right.
Yeah, if we wrap up early enough, CJ and I may actually go play some Raft. Like, but the thing is like the only reason I play Raft is because CJ bought it for me. Because like I can't spend $20 on a video game.
Right. Yeah.
I have like a problem.
They just need to come out with a new MMO. Like I really liked Guild Wars because what they do is it was a one-time purchase, and then obviously they have like their micro market that they have inside that you spend all
right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You offer that. That's great.
Yeah, like I think that's the model that they really need to go for. But of course, you have people like EA who got too carried away with it,
and then you had to do it to be able to
gambling children. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, EA. Like I am a strong believer that EA only needs to exist for Sims.
Yeah.
They can just give up everything else. Fuck them.
I just want them to come out with a game that's not half baked.
They're not. They're not gonna.
No.
like
what was it? There was like this. It's not even a quote he said, but was it like a Chef Gory? I can't remember his name. He's the angry British guy.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. He was like, this fish is so undercooked. EA made it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're terrible. And like, so it's like Sims and then FIFA games.
Yeah, and that's all they've got.
Like those are your choices, and it's like you guys, and they have rights to like a bunch of shit they should use. Like they still have the rights to that black and white game. They had Black and White 2, where you played the god, and then you got to decide if you were good. Why don't we have a good black and white game?
I hated what they did to Star Wars, like the Star Wars: The Old Republic game. Like I was just I hated that. Like, and I loved that game, and of course I love Star Wars and everything about Star Wars. I'm getting on a tangent right now.
No, you're cool.
As EA started to like do more crap with it, I was like, I'm fucking done. Like, give me another game.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing is like they only do a couple of things right, and it's like they've lost their goddamn minds. Why are you picking these things?
Yeah.
Because I think if they actually had people in the company who knew what gamers wanted, and I mean, I get it. You're a company and you have to make a profit. Like I understand. Like I do understand business, but at the same time, you still have to appeal to your target audience. And having people who are gamers for fun would probably be good people to talk to.
Right.
Like, I'm not shy about this. Like, we go into the fucking public forums and we're like, what the fuck are you doing? We don't want this. And they're like, oh, yeah, you totally want this game on your cell phone. We know you want it. It's like,
Boogie2988 did a video about, like, the games that EA should be making that they have the rights to and they have no business not making. And yet, like, okay, so I'm on Origin right now because I'm already logged into Origin.
Right.
You can get I think it's a Knights game. It just says Jedi there. Yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I have not heard anything about. So I bet
I heard a little bit about that. My husband knows more about it, but Mr. Brown is just a lurker in the comments. He's not actually going to say anything. He'll probably say something to me on my Discord, and then I'll translate it for you.
Gotcha. And then there's Madden, which I'm not going to do. And then there's Battlefield. And then there's Apex Legends. And then we get into FIFA. And like
You know what game I really
They're not
like?
making games for people who play games.
No, they're not. But you know what? A really good game that I really like that I wish somebody would buy the rights from. It's actually Age of Conan. They need to buy that from Funcom and just tweak it and re-release it.
And you know what? They do that and it's really successful. A lot of the Steam games are like adjusted old games that have been like fixed up so that they run nicer and they look better. And they're so much fun. So
yeah,
like, just
all the
do
Robert
it.
E. Howard's fans were all over that game because when it came out, like I didn't join right away. Mr. Brown brought me into it, and then I got into it, and I was like, oh, right. But I really liked it, and the universe and everything else. If we go in there right now, it's really freaking sad. Like it's just like this weird EU place where it's just full of guys playing chicks, and they're trying to talk to you, and you're like, what do you want from me? Like I just came here to like kill people, like
Right.
Right.
I have one goal. You're not part of it.
Yeah, that would be interesting though, because I remember way back in the day, when Age of Conan was a thing. That was the roleplay community. That was, I think, my first experience with the toxic roleplay community, because we had this guy who, because he had the largest guild on the server, thought he was the authority, and he would just outright blacklist other guilds that wouldn't agree with him, and he ended up chasing some of them out of the game. Like at one point, we were like, "What are you doing?" And I had left his guild for various reasons, and I had joined a PvP guild because I was like, I'm done with this shit, right? But one of the people that came with me, he still roleplayed with the guild, and so he blacklisted that person. So of course I went to the two guild leaders, and I was like, that guy is being a freaking dick. I would like to roleplay going to war with him. And he's like, that's a roleplay guild. We're a PvP guild. It's like, I know. I want to do it. And he was like, okay, do it. So we put the entire guild for kill on sight, and it didn't even last 6 hours.
Oh wow.
They couldn't go anywhere without us finding them.
That is delightful. Okay,
All
so my phone's been yelling at us. Should we
Are we
one
gonna
more?
do another one? Or are we gonna wrap? What do you guys want to do?
I will do whatever you want. I know I got
I'm
on.
okay with either one.
Yeah, me too. And I don't make decisions.
Let's do one more and then we'll wrap.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I can do that.
Okay. Ready, set, go. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah. All right, that was time.
All right. Yeah, there is a real thing called imposter syndrome. It's an actual problem people have. Some people have it worse than others. I mean, there are definitely people who just have like fleeting moments of it, but there are definitely people who have like serious difficulty coping with it.
Are we talking about imposter syndrome?
Yep.
That's brutal. Like, I think somebody who was actually really honest in talking about imposter syndrome was actually Kim Chance, because she was talking about how the whole reason she struggled with writing the second book after Keeper, or was it Seeker? I can't remember. It was just because she had imposter syndrome. Like she did like a whole like 30-minute video on this.
Yeah.
It was actually really enlightening. I'm really happy somebody came out and talked about it, because a lot of times you hear people kind of mention it, but she like really like delved into it.
Yeah. And like I said, like some people have moments of it or whatever, and it's real fleeting, and that's great. But some people really, it is really troubling to some people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something to like just ignore. You should definitely look at ways you can cope with it. I'm sure that if it's a minor thing, there's probably coping techniques that you can learn online that might be helpful. But if it's more serious, you might need to see someone.
Yeah, because unfortunately, imposter syndrome can lead into depression, which can lead into chronic depression. So yeah, you don't want to deal with that.
Right. And like, I get imposter syndrome as a symptom of my depression from my bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the only symptom you're having, you're probably right. You probably want to get it addressed before something else goes on, because
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as like, if you're having this like trouble feeling worn down and stuff, that's the kind of thing that you really would need to see a doctor for. I mean, it could be a number of things. It could be anything from like a serious long-term medical condition to like a very mild thyroid problem. I mean, it could be a huge range of things.
Yeah, and unfortunately, sometimes it can be caused by supplements or anything that you're taking. So if you decide to take some kind of like thing to help you with like working out, it's really important to make sure that they don't cause any mood disorders. The thyroid, as Sarah said, is another indicator. I found that usually, I hate saying this, sometimes it's seasonal. And a lot of times when you hear seasonal depression, everybody always associates it with winter because of the lacking sunlight, but some people will just experience it just because things are changing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes trying to narrow down the things that are making you have that self-doubt will help you identify it and make a strategy. I mentioned Kim Chance earlier in regards to her book, and one of the things that she did, because she was just struggling with writing, is that she didn't like her outline. That's what she narrowed it down to. So she just completely redid the outline to what she wanted. So, yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can try.
Yeah, because she was saying that she both felt like a failure and an imposter, and she also was having trouble like feeling awake and staying awake when she's writing and stuff. So the combination of those two things indicates to me that it might be worth looking at medically.
Yeah, and she had something else going on because she also just had her kids at that time, and I think in the video.
Oh no, I'm talking about Sabra.
Oh,
in
okay.
the comments. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was referring to directly, was Sabra's thing. So, yeah, I know Kim Chance has a lot on her plate.
Yeah, if you can't afford anything like medically, I can tell you like you can get a couple of things like St. John's wort. St. John's wort is the main ingredient that's used in most antidepressants. So if you want to take like a capsule a day and see if that does anything for you, you can try that. I mean, obviously, there's other things you have to consider, like how much are you sleeping, how much are you not sleeping, how much quality sleep are you getting? Like, there's just so many different things. Are you drinking water, honey? Tell me you're drinking water. It's like you've got two psych people here.
Right. Like, let's address this.
We have to talk about this now. I spent a lot of money on this degree. I'll have you know that.
Yeah, but you should also keep in mind that you're supposed to rule out medical problems before you go to mental health problems.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody starts telling you right away that it's just mental health and you just need to get over it, and that's the problem you have, you should definitely just find someone else to talk to, because
yeah, but you never know. Like because I'm military, right? I'm military. It's the whole walk it off buttercup mentality. And for like the longest time, I just thought I was being sad, right? I was like, it's like, I just can't stop being sad. I'm just always sad. Got to walk it off, buttercup. And one day I went to the doctor and he just did the full blood test blood test on me,
Mhm.
and he was just kind of like, so your thyroid's fucked up. You have to start taking these meds now.
Yep.
And immediately within like a couple of days, I was like, everything's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
really weird. Like little things like a thyroid, which might have almost no symptoms otherwise,
Right.
and all it's doing is just giving this mood problem.
Yeah.
And you take this one little pill, and your
Yeah,
body
I just
is right
needed a
again.
hormone. I just needed a hormone. That was all I needed.
Yeah. And it's actually really, really, really inexpensive.
yeah,
like-
I have like 30. I get it in 90-day increments, and it cost me $30 in 90
Yeah,
days.
I mean, it's a really. Ooh, that was weird. It's a really, really old med, so it doesn't cost a ton.
Right.
So, yeah, but
And your doctor, if you go talk to your doctor and you're really clear about your symptoms, like they'll go and do all the double checking as well. And the really nice thing about working with a doctor and a psychologist is that they have this thing called the DSM. So they have a common language that they can actually use to talk to you about. So if they give you the symptoms that you're feeling and say, I think you have this because of that, you can go to the psychologist and say, my doctor gave me XXX verbiage. And then you can go from there. So.
yeah. Yep. So it's it really is.
Vitamin M, right? Right. Building takes vitamin M. It's just Motrin. It's like my back is broken. Have some Motrin. I know exactly what you're talking about. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I don't. I find it really troubling that people have so much. Like, it's so hard to get help for things that aren't tangible.
Yes.
Like, if you walk in with a rash, they know what to do with a rash. If you walk in and say, I'm really tired, they're not real sure. If you walk in and say, I feel real depressed, they're not real sure. Like, it's all a guessing game at that point.
Yeah.
So it's very hard, and a lot of people don't have the patience to deal with the trials and stuff. Like, it took me 8 bipolar meds before I got on one that I could take.
Yeah.
And it's all that trial and error.
Right. But if I were suicidal, like, that's not cool.
And then the thing that ticks me off, so like earlier this year, like I had like this weird thing go on with my tongue, right? And they gave me some meds for it. And I like in my paperwork, I have like, these 2 disorders that I have. And they prescribed me these meds, and they gave me like a serious mood swing. Like I went from being kind of like okay to like almost suicidal. And it was Mr. Brown who went and did like some in-depth research, and he was like, this shit is like causing your mood swings. And it's like, but you have to take it. And I was like, okay, well, at least if we know what it is, I can try and endure it for a few more days. But it was like, fuck, like you assigned this to me. And of course, one of my favorite things is that I have a soy allergy. Like I have to wear a medical tag.
Oh, wow. Like a bad one.
Yeah, I have to wear, and the thing that sucks is like there are so many medical capsules that are made out of soy lectin because it dissolves easily, and so it's like, you're just trying to kill me while fixing me. Thanks, friend.
Much appreciated.
Yeah,
Thanks. I gotta take some Benadryl now. Thanks.
Right. CJ's allergic to Benadryl.
Yes, she is.
That sucks.
But she's not allergic to poison ivy.
No.
Do you just rub that on the rash? Does that help you?
No, it's so the way I found out I was not allergic to poison ivy, or at least I have not had an allergic reaction to poison ivy, I should say.
Even when coming into contact with it.
Even when coming into contact with it. I worked at a church camp for 2 summers in college, and we would play game. One of the games was all the staff would go and hide places around the camp. And I hid in what I thought was a relatively undisclosed place. I was reading a book. I was not very good at games. But it turned out to be a patch of poison ivy. And I didn't realize it until somebody came to get me and said, hey, the game's over. And they're like, you're sitting in a patch of poison ivy and you need to go take a shower and this is going to be a problem. And so like everybody was panicking. So like I go and they like hose me off and like carefully take off my clothes and whatever and wash again. And but no reaction. And I was sitting there for probably at least an hour.
Nothing happened.
No, I didn't have, and I mean, I was wearing pants, so it wasn't like my legs were exposed, but I was wearing a tank or a t-shirt. So like my arms would have been more than exposed to it. Like,
yeah, I can't relate because I walk into poison ivy and it's just like hives everywhere.
Yep.
I had somebody that didn't believe I had like an allergy to the soy. They thought I was being just some special snowflake, and one day they put like soy on my arm, and of course, like I'm trash and puffed out, and yeah, I may have hit that person, may not have. I won't confirm.
I think if you did, that would be perfectly justifiable.
I didn't get in trouble for it. Average, you're not allowed to be allergic to anything. This is not allowed. I did not approve of this.
I did not approve of this.
Carol says no.
I said no. You're allergic to That's so sad.
Oh.
That's the saddest thing I've ever seen, Michael.
I'm so sorry. I guess if we had like a giant potluck, I could make a peach cobbler instead of an apple cobbler.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Allergy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not allergic to anything that really matters. I'm allergic to like mushrooms and mosquitoes.
I'm so sorry about mushrooms because fried mushrooms are the best.
Yep, I still eat them. They make me very ill.
She does. So she'll be like, I had mushrooms today. I'm going to regret it later. And I'm like, I am not going to feel sorry for you.
Yeah,
I'm going to feel sorry for you.
It's getting worse as I get older, though. So this year, when I just ate them this last time, which was like 2 weeks ago, I got up the next morning and dry heaved outside of my car before I left for work. Like, it was bad.
Ugh.
So I don't know if I'll be doing it again, but they're so good.
I got this allergy like recently. Like I thought I was allergic to nothing. And then of course my doctor told me that of course every 7 years your body chemistry changes. And I'm like, no, that's not okay. Like nobody ran this through me.
Right? I didn't agree to that.
Yeah. And of course soy is like 80% of all fucking food. So like I'll eat something and next thing you know my face is numb, my tongue is swelling. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh Lord. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Nope. Sometimes
we have
being
the
human
best discussions when it's just us. Huh? So we have the best discussions when it's us. Like, let's talk about video games and depression. Let's talk about allergies.
Right?
Hey, we are never boring.
No. You missed that one morning where it was like, it was on Dana's channel. We talked about tacos for like 30 minutes.
That's awesome. I spend a lot of my time talking about tacos, actually.
Yeah, and somebody in the channel was like, we just spent 30 minutes talking about food. Of course, we all were like, we freaking love tacos, okay?
I'm with you on the mosquitoes, Avrisk. Sarah and I go camping from time to time.
Oh, and it's so bad.
We can be sitting right next to each other, and we'll come home, and she'll be covered, like just absolutely covered.
Right, like I'm a polka dot person.
Yeah, and I'll have like one.
I think that one time I had 51 and you had 3.
Yeah. And that was a lot of mosquito bites for me.
Yeah. That was like there had been flooding that year and the mosquitoes were especially bad and we picked a really bad campsite that was especially marshy. Like it was real bad.
Yeah. Like we just made bad choices across the board.
Yeah. I blame Adam.
I'm totally down for that.
He will never be on my channel to defend himself, so
we can blame him for everything.
Right? But yeah. So. See, you are mortal.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, but don't let her get near any alcohol.
Oh, no. I'm not a nice drunk. I'm a very mean drunk.
I, on the other hand, am a wonderfully happy drunk.
You are. You're delightful drunk.
It depends on how much I drink, because every time I go out, I always warn people that I'm a happy drunk, and then I drink too much and I want to fight everybody. Because that's just like, there's no like soft air. It's just going like happy fight, right?
Yeah. Shortly after Travis and I got married, somebody was talking about how they thought he was going to cheat on me at a bar. And someone else thought it was a really good idea to like come over and tell me that. And I got all like, bitch better get my name out of her mouth. Like I got really, really,
Hold my
really,
earrings.
really
We're doing
aggressive.
this.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And then there was a girl who slapped him on the ass right before we got married at a New Year's party. And I told her, don't fucking touch him. And after we got home, he was like, yeah, she did it again on the stairs. I was like, you were so lucky you told me when we got home. You would have been pulling me off of her and bailing me out of fucking jail. Oh. I'm not terribly aggressive, but I just like I don't have time for bitches tripping all over.
There was one person right after Mr. Brown and I got married who basically said, "Why did you marry her?" And he's Mr. Brown. He was like, "Because I love her. Like, why else would I marry her?" Right. And like she looked him right in the face and said, "You won't last 6 months." So 14 years later, I still send an email that says, "We're still married. Fuck you."
I think that's all in fairness. I really do. I think that's a totally legit way to handle that.
I know. I'm totally mature adult here. But at the same time, we were both in the military. And of course, like military marriages are sometimes a very brief episode.
Yeah. They kind of have two settings. Like
forever.
Real quarter forever. Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I have a couple of friends who are military.
I worked in an office where if you got married, you had kids, something happened with your family, you changed your name, life insurance, like anything personal, like you had to come see me. And it was really weird because I knew so much about everybody on base, probably more than they wanted me to know.
Right. I'm the lady with all the dirt.
Yeah, I know everything about you, right? And one person came in with this woman he was going to marry, and she couldn't even speak English, right? And so I asked him, he's like, "Hey man, do you like big families?" And he's like, "Oh no, we're not going to have kids." I'm like, "I didn't ask if you liked kids. I asked if you liked big families." And he was just kind of like, "Well, I don't understand what you're saying." It's like, "Don't worry, I'll see you in 3 months." And in 3 months, he came in with this chick's mom, dad, brother, sister, cousins, aunt, uncle. Like he ended up taking ownership for like 8 people. And so he was there looking at me. I was like, "Do you like big families?" You can't really tell them either. But at the same time, you're like I've seen the patterns. I know how this goes.
Yeah. Right. Ouch.
Did you want to do your outros? Because I know you said you wanted to do one more, and then we got sidetracked by talking about
really one more. Or did we not do one more after we said that?
We did do one more.
I thought so.
And then we talked about very important things.
We did.
Yes.
Like
I can do whatever.
Poison ivy.
Poison ivy is like a thing that we have to talk about.
I agree. I think it's a very important topic.
It's a great topic, especially when you take it and you rub it all over.
Yeah. That's what we're going to do for one of our videos when CJ's here next week. Is we're going to rub her down with some poison ivy.
No, we're not.
I'll see you there like in the hazmat suit, Sarah. I'd be like,
I'm allergic to everything, so.
It's one thing to say, "Oh, I did this thing and I don't think I'm allergic to poison ivy because I didn't have a reaction this time." But that was more than 10 years ago.
Your body chemistry could have changed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I am not into no.
We should do the test. We should do the swab test where we just take it and just put a little tiny bit of your arm, see what happens.
No,
and then
because
if it happens, we just rub you down.
Yeah.
You brought me here. You let me come.
No. I'm just saying right now, Sarah, that is not something we're going to be doing next weekend.
You don't know about it. That's fine. It'll be all right.
No, it won't.
It'll be just fine. You're fine. I'm gonna rub the cat down with poison ivy, and then when you cuddle up with the cat, boom.
That's just mean. That's just
poison ivy test.
Do it for science, CJ. Do it for science.
Do it for science. No.
All right, so we'll go the other way. We're going to give you Benadryl and prove that you are allergic to Benadryl.
No, because that's really not fun either.
It'll be great for me.
It'll be great for you. I'll be all weekend.
I mean,
Scraping my face off.
it's spring, so you're going to be doing that anyway.
That's true. Maybe I'll be able
Well,
to breathe.
you're right. Well, I suppose we should probably wrap since it's like 8:45.
Whatever you want to do. I'll sit here and talk about anything, including tacos. I mean, whatever you want to talk about.
Including tacos.
I love tacos.
I had taco salad for dinner. It was pretty
I mean,
delicious.
I made breakfast tacos today, and they were delicious.
Yeah?
Oh.
I don't do it often, but every once in a while. Well, they're more like breakfast burritos than tacos, but because I don't do hard shell tacos. I don't like hard shells.
Mm-mm.
It depends on where I get them from because I went to this authentic Mexican restaurant and they said, you know, they're authentic. And then they gave me like the shells that you get from Walmart. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I came for authentic tacos. There's not even a fingerprint on these, okay?
Right?
I should be able to know who made it by just looking at it.
Right?
There's a place in town here called Tasty Tacos.
I already love it.
It's a delightful place.
It
It's
is wonderful.
It's a local
Change.
chain, and it was started by a family that immigrated from Mexico, and they started this Tasty Tacos, and they make their taco shells are soft, but they're like poofy.
Oh. Yeah.
They're like
Yes.
they're flour tortillas.
Yeah,
They're
they are.
like-
They are. I guess they are poofy.
They're not like the ones you get at like.
I ate more of the chips than I did of the actual.
The chips are very good too.
Mm.
But they're soft, but they're like they look like you put air into a tortilla and it popped open. But they also have their own hot sauce, which they apparently just recently started selling in stores here. So we got some, and it's so good. And it's one of those. It's a hot sauce. It's not overly hot, but if you're not prepared for it and you take a bite and it hits you in the back of the throat, you end up like coughing for 45 minutes.
That's awesome.
I've heard that. It's not that I've done that. I'm just saying.
Doorbell.
Is that your doorbell?
We're still on. Yeah, we sure are. We're just talking.
This is what we do.
And he was just like, it sounds like when you guys are off and just chatting. Yeah.
No,
So it's-
we're still on.
It's the same thing.
Super villains
It's on
enjoying
in
your
the
conversation.
What was that?
Said super villains enjoying our conversation.
Right?
Oh, so we went out to dinner last night after Maundy Thursday service, and we went to this place called La Hacienda, and it's a chain Mexican. It's not Tasty Tacos because Tasty Tacos was closed, but they have a fajita piña. So it's fajitas with pineapple in them, and then they serve them in half a pineapple.
What?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What? Okay, I know you don't like it, Sarah. CJ, I'm totally on board with this.
I'm not okay.
So good. Well, and it has chicken and beef and shrimp in it. So it's like and seriously, they cut a pineapple in half, they chop pieces of it up and put it like
Why are
sauteed.
you not FedExing this to me? I need this.
I'm sorry.
FedEx it to me.
I don't know if it'll
It
go.
probably won't. I'm being sarcastic. Don't worry.
No, it really is delightful though. I mean, it's my sister and I always split it because it makes a huge amount. Like there's no way one person, well, I'm sure there are people in the world who probably need a whole serving, but like half a pineapple full of fajita mix, and then they always have like strips of the pineapple that they've cut and like are on the side as a garnish, but we always eat them.
Yeah, they always put garnish here, and Mr. Brown and I are always looking at the garnish like next to our tacos, and we're like, we're not going to eat that, right? Like, just.
This is like, yeah, and if this was like if they'd taken the core of the pineapple and made the garnish, I wouldn't eat it. But this is like strips of actual like pineapple meat. Like, it's delicious.
I'm gonna have to try. One day we'll all have to get together and have like our own private con, and we're pretty much just gonna do exactly what we're doing right now, but we'll just be looking at each other.
Right.
We
Right, in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys might need me to be in a different room because I'm like Snoop Dogg. But other than that, one of these days.
I'll bring my mini Cthulhu with me.
I don't remember who it was this morning who was asking about CJ making if CJ would be able to make a little Spock, but I told them I know she won't make anything with Deanna Troy's hair, and this is why.
Ever again.
She had to peel these pieces of yarn apart, so it's super freaking cute.
Yeah,
but a huge pain in the arse. So. Also, her head is the wobbliest of all of the heads.
It makes sense. Her head moves the most in the show.
Yeah, but like, there's as much hair on Crusher's head, but it's just a lot less wobbly.
It could just be how I attached the head.
It also might just be that this hair is massive and has gravitational pull.
That it's probably the same amount of yarn.
That's what I'm saying.
Peel it apart.
Right.
And 3-ply yarn is never again. It's right
I
here.
love them though. They're wonderful. I talk about them all the time.
Have you seen her at cons?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
like,
she can drink apparently.
She can drink, and she's a freaking boss at these cons. Like there's some things where I'm like, I don't know how to answer that. She just comes out like, boom, I'm answering this question. It's like, wow. Like somebody like introduced a kid, like I just wanted to introduce my kid. It was like the name of every character from Star Trek, and she like looked at this person. She's like, "Why would you do that?"
Yeah, she's funny.
She's hilarious, especially when she talks about how like all the other actors were encouraged to be more themselves, and they're like, "No, don't be you, be Deanna."
Oh yeah. But Deanna Troy's a hell of a character, though, to be fair.
She is.
I mean, she's no Luxana, but
no.
A few are.
They had like this one like prequel novel that came out where they kind of explored about how Riker and Deanna first knew each other. And that was pretty good. I like that. I'm a huge Star Trek nerd too. Like the nerd doesn't stop.
I like Star Trek more than I like Star Wars. I like Star Wars just fine. I grew up with Star Wars. I used to be a huge Star Wars nerd. The more I watch Star Trek, the more I identify with it. So I just like Star Trek better.
Yeah. Star Trek has more that you can relate to as a person.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of hard to always relate to a Jedi or a Sith because they're very like
right. And they're also not based on our history and things like that. So there are things that I can identify with in Star Trek that I cannot identify with in Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and it's, and that's actually like part of the goal of what Roddenberry was trying to do versus what
Lucas was trying
to do. Yeah. So, I mean,
you got two very different storytelling
and different goals. Like Star Wars was never
about
like
uniting
social statement.
Yeah, Star Wars always wanted to unite the people. Be like, look, all these people are super different, but they can work together as a cohesive unit. That was,
Yeah, and Star Trek wanted to make a very blatant social commentary.
Yeah.
Which are two different goals. So.
And the Klingons were communists.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, somebody's got to be the communists.
Yeah. I really like those the newer Star Trek movies that came out. Those are really good. I really liked what they're doing with that.
With the alternate universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the original series as much as I'm supposed to. I like Next Gen.
Yes.
And Enterprise is probably my second favorite. And
that's just because Scott
Bakula makes my whole life better. And then Voyager's good. Deep Space Nine is a lot more like C-SPAN to me, and I just don't like.
I think it's Deep Sleep Nine. To be honest.
It is like C-SPAN. I never thought of it that
And
way.
it wasn't until the guy that played Worf was on the show for a season
Yeah,
that it got
Michael
better
Dorn.
because like he had to come and be like, y'all need to lighten the fuck up.
Right. He was like, let me come over here and be real Klingon so everybody around here can remember that this is about funny stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I am not a merry man.
I am not a very bad.
I am not a very bad.
That's my favorite thing that's ever said by
That
Worf.
might be his best line ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Like, it's-
valid.
I like the one thing in the movie where he's like, violent urges are rising, Captain. Just like,
Yeah, and he's basically said, like, as long as they'll keep letting me put on makeup and be Worf, I'll keep putting on makeup and being Worf.
Yeah.
he's brilliant when he goes to speak at panels because he's so elegantly spoken, and of course, like you can tell, like he every now and then, like that sass comes out like a whip, like.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I haven't watched the new series either, Discovery. My godson's family told me I needed to really watch it, and so I
would
I'm
love
on
to
board.
counter that argument when we're offline
What?
about watching it. I'm not going to do it online though because I don't need hate.
She's gonna start something.
Uh-oh.
Just saying.
But yeah, so I don't know. Is there anything else we want to talk about? I know everybody wanted us to keep talking, but I don't know what we're going to talk about at this point.
I think
I
we've.
don't know either. I think we've done a really good job of broadening our topic.
Right? Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and tell everybody where we can find us. I'm going to start with Carrow, who didn't get to introduce herself because she showed up late.
Sorry.
Because her tech issues are crazy.
My name is Carrow Brown, and my computer hates me. I am an urban fantasy author. I write for Otherworld Inc. And another publisher whose name will be announced soon. I currently have a newsletter out if you would like to check it out, because if you sign up for it, you get a free copy of a short story I did, so you can kind of see if you like my writing style or not. No pressure. You can unsubscribe. My feelings will not be hurt. On YouTube, I do educational videos in regards to marketing yourself as a writer, along with helping you with writerly things if that's what you're interested in. So that's me.
All right. CJ.
I'm CJ Boyer. I write predominantly, I don't really predominantly write anything right now. Right now, I predominantly work and go to church. That's what I'm doing this week. So I was planning to put out another episode of the South Deer Island Chronicles, but because Easter has completely jacked up, not just Easter and my birthday happened all in the same week. So it's causing problems.
Yes.
So I'm hoping to have another episode of South Deer Island Chronicles up. I've been posting them on Sundays, but because Sundays are crazy for me, I think I'm going to change that to Thursdays. Here's
the thing. CJ has a Tumblr. She will post episodes when she posts episodes, but it is Aries season, so she's going to Aries all over that bitch.
That's true.
So there you go. That's the layman's explanation. CJ's going to Aries all over this bitch.
We'll go with that.
Also, I do not believe in astrology. I'm kidding. Anyway, so
she's still gonna blame it on it though.
Yeah, I won't do the Ricky Gervais. I don't believe in mumbo jumbo thing. But anyway, so is that everything, CJ? I'm just interrupting people all left and right today. Sorry. So yeah, this is my channel. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't already liked the video, please like the video because that's helpful. If you really dislike it, go hit the dislike button. Whatever. Tell Mr. Brown to hit the dislike button. Somebody should. But so yeah, we will be back at the same time next week over here doing this, and there are all kinds of streams going on all week long. Those are down in the description down below. And there's also a list of all of my friendly people who I stream with from time to time. Those are all down below too. So if you don't see them here, that doesn't mean there isn't a link. If you've seen them here before, there probably is one down at the bottom. So yeah, so I think that does it. And we'll see you guys all next time. Bye. Bye.
Bye.